Hello everybody. We're here with oh, it's not even round one, it's just drafting time. Drafting time of a M15 draft time. Man, I gotta work on the intro sometimes. Alright, anyways, so here we are, looking at the pack. What we have in here is a Rummaging Goblin, Arbor House, or Arbor Elf, Elvis Mystic, God. Alright, I'm not restarting it. Have to just keep forging forward. Goblin, Elf, Covenant Blood, Divination. Angel's fine. I don't think Return to the Ranks is any good. Um, really depends on what I want to be doing. I mean, Mystic's really good, I think. It just, you know, it's a good ramp spell. The issue is it's bad late. Rummaging Goblin's probably always going to be good. As soon as you get 3 mana, you can just start filtering through your hand. There's nothing like silly good in this deck though, except for the Merc Lurker, but I really don't know if I'm going into that color. Let's take the Goblin. I like playing red. And a Looter's always going to be fine. Frostlinks. That's a card I like to see. There's also Blast, but it's super expensive. There's Flessidust. So the Lynx. There's Vampire. There's a lot of very good black cards in this pack. There's also Worm, which is just really good. Living Totem's really good. There's a lot of good cards in this pack, just in general. Midnight Guard's really good in the Convoke deck. But do I want to play like a slow tempo-y based deck? Because if I have Rummaging Goblin, I'm probably going to get up to Blast Fire Bolt a lot of the time. And it is just like 6 mana, basically kill anything in the game. But then again, Frostlinks is just super good value. But there's also nothing else blue in the pack. I could just take a Flesh to Dust. Just kills a thing. Or I can stay with red. I think I'm just going to take the Frostlinks, though. I think it's pretty powerful on its own. Alright. Curd Chieftain is absurd. I played with that in one of the pre-releases I did. Don't know if I showed you guys that one, but man, it was just insane. Nimbus of the Isles is also very good. Peel from Reality is pretty good with Frostlinks. I think I'm still not entirely sure what I'm doing. I think I'm just gonna take the Curd Chieftain. Because I think if I'm gonna go into one of the color for these two, I'd probably rather have the Rummaging Goblin than the Frostlinks. So then I can get the Curd Chieftain, and then if I keep seeing things like Elvish Mystics going by, I can move in, but I haven't seen a ton. So Elvish Mystic, Siege Worm, one or two things like that. But there are some good blue cards, and just trying to find out what the signals are right now. It's still early in the format, so I'm not, crazy informed. Just making all the noises. But, yeah. So a 5/5 Trampler for 6. That could be pretty good. There's like a Bear and Denizen and Hot Soup. Like there's cards here, but do we just want maybe like a Peel? Because I think, we're not really getting pulled any other direction. And I don't really want to take a Miner's Vein or a Foundry Street Denizen, because I'm probably not even going to play the Denizen. The green's not crazy good, because the green's like the only other color I really want to move into. It's like a Bear and Guile. Like, they're probably fine cards. So it's like Peel or Glacial Crasher. I'll take the Peel. I'm probably the only one in the color pair, so I'm thinking Crasher will get back. And Peel's just, good tempo. If you can use it on like a Frostlinks or something. Alright, well there's another Curd Chieftain, which is just super good. There's also a Juggernaut. I could just pick up like a fetch land or something to splash the single forest, because that's all you need for this one. The activation is so high that you only want one forest. And playing as a 3/3 for 4 is fine. You're always okay playing those. Other cards in the pack include really just Juggernaut. There's a Titanic Growth, which is really good. Torch Fiend's fine. Thundering Giant's probably okay. But I'm just going to take the Chieftain as the highest upside. And we get, like, just nothing in this pack. Like, just straight unplayable cards across the top there. Griffin's okay. Torch Fiend's, like, filler. Rats are fine. Unmake the Grave's fine. Selfless Guitar is probably also fine. Yeah, just take the Torch Fiend, I guess. I'm not really getting pulled into white or anything right now. Haven't seen anything too good. Alright, well there's the Evolving Wilds. In the event I want to go into the splashing game. It's also like a Void Snare, which is okay, but we already have Appeal, which I think is just probably going to be better if I go into these two colors and I stay there. There's also another Midnight Guard, which I just really like, especially in this format with Convoke, but these aren't the Convoke colors right now. In white and red, I don't really see wanting to Convoke. I think I'll just take the Evolving Wilds. I'll probably play it no matter what I'm in, just to like smooth the mana out, but I'm not super happy to do that. Caves. I mean, the fact that this is here just shows that they're like worthless. Vertex wise, for play wise, they're fine. Like if I was in the colors. I mean, I'm just gonna take Gargoyle Sentinel. Yeah, 3 mana, 3/3. That's fine because you can make F flying and stuff. It's not bad. I'll take Golem too. Golem's fine. I mean, I'm probably not running any of this other stuff, so. Wow, Bolt came back? I think it's better than Crowd's Favor. But, I mean, Vampire's really powerful too. But I'll take the Bolt and try to stay on the two colors here. I guess Marked by Honor, maybe? Probably not Haven or Wall. I'll just take the Wall. Live the dream of having enough removal, I don't care. Do I just want an Ornithopter for fun? Sure, I'll take a fun Ornithopter. I'll take the Wizard too. Island. Alright, so if we open green, we go into it. Like, that's pretty simple. We have 2 Cord Chieftains. I think we're like red-green or red-blue. But I want to cut like the Torch Fiend, the Wall of Fire, probably the Miner's Bane too. All cuts I want to make. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of red at the table, so that's good. Or we just open a Johnny. Okay, well, I mean, I'm taking him. I'm not going to not play a Johnny. And he's also splashable, and I have an Evolving Wilds. So, I mean, I'm not going to not take a Johnny. God. And I think he's worth some ticks right now. So I'm definitely going to just put him in the deck. Okay. Probably just gonna take Hornet's Nest. It's like a Shaman and a Wayfinder to dig for my lands. It's also a red Paragon, but I think Hornet's Nest is just kind of incredibly powerful. You block something, you're getting Death Touchers out of it, and then you can block with those. And I think we want to be green-red anyways. We are passing up on, like, you know, some decent cards, like the Paragon mostly. I think Paragon's probably the pick here, if Hornet's Nest wasn't in the pack. But I think we can go and take the Hornet's Nest and just be happy. Then we'll just like cut the blue. Take another Kurd Chieftain. This is going to be a Kurd. I'm sorry. That hurt me. That hurt me. um, I mean, we do have some decent blue cards. We can just cut the Hornet's Nest and play blue-red tempo. But at the same time, I like a third Kurd Chieftain and just fill up our 4-drops with just stupid powerful cards and then force ourselves into green. Alright, Sliver Hivelord is a card. I mean, there's not really much here. I mean, I guess we can take an Inferno Fist. I think that card's fine. I don't like taking it this high, but I think it's fine. I mean, we could just take the Vampire, which is good, or we could just cut the... I don't know. I want to play green. Triple Kurd Chieftain just seems too crazy not to. Kids, don't do as I say, not as I do. I mean, there's not really much in the pack anyways. There's, I guess, Moss Beast, but I'm not... 6 mana for a 4/5 seems bad, especially when I have what I have already at 6. I'd rather just have like a solid 3-drop. 3/2 for 3 is fine. Yeah, I think it's just the best card. Alright, Chained Veil. That is a card. But I think I'm just going to take the Enforcer. Again, there's not much in the pack, and Enforcer's just, 2/2 Intimidator, which is fine. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to take like a Lava Axe. I could take the Chained Veil just for value off of my Ajani, but I think I'm just going to take the Krenko. Krenko's Enforcer. Well, I could take the Red Staff, which I'm not going to do, but I'm going to take the Mystic. If I'm going to force it, Mystic's a really good pick to get here. Mongrel, I mean, we have some things, but Mystic's just where it's at. Nope, not by color. Sort by converted mana cost. Also make them bigger, so you guys can see at home. I don't think we're a grind clock deck. Call me crazy, but doesn't seem like that's what we want to be doing with our deck. There isn't really much great in the pack. Like Rotfester Maggot's decent. Path Mage is pretty good. I'm just gonna take the Verdenhaven, splash the Ajani. Charging Rhino and Living Totem? Okay, well, I'd like to have a Charging Rhino, I think. Do I want it more than a Living Totem? Maybe? I have a bunch of 4s that are already, like, super good. And I think Charging Rhino is just really good. I mean, Act I'm just never going to use. I guess I'll take the Shaman. Crowd's Favor seems pretty decent, just as a card. I don't think I want a second Bolt. Don't know what that ringing noise is. Apparently whenever I double click I get a ring a bell, and that means an angel gets its wings. Probably one of these guys. Hopefully not, though. They're not that good. I mean, I guess I take the Congregate because I don't want to... I don't know. None of the cards in that pack were good. You know, I'm gonna take invisibility because I'm gonna lose to it eventually. Like I'm just gonna lose a game to it because not that it's good, just because it's there. But yeah, triple kerchief seems pretty good. I mean, I'd like to cut Wall of Fire. I'd like to cut. What else? What else? Let's see what we opened. Cone of Flame. Well, that's the pick, I think. I mean, deal 1 damage, 2 damage, and 3 damage. That's typically going to be at least a 2 for 1, if not a 3 for 1 if you're lucky. I am passing a Rummaging Goblin, a Siege Worm, and a Stoke the Flames, all of which are great cards. And all of which I would love to have in my deck. But I think Cone of Flame is just the best one of the group, because this is going to get you multiple for 1s a lot of the time. Stoke the Flames is probably always going to be a 1 for 1. And Goblin's going to dig, and Siege Worm's just really good, but God, I want you guys to be spread out, not all in one pack. And the Penny Arcade Amulet is, it's fine. It's pretty good. But it has that downside that's just really bad. So yeah, I think I'm just going to take the Cone of Flame. That could be wrong. I still don't know in this format which is the right pick between those two. Cone and Stoke the Flame. Alright, oh, I get a Lightning Strike. So that's really good. So yeah. The other card in the pack was Invasive Species that I even would have considered. And, I mean, good synergy with, like, Shamanist Spraying, and that's kind of it. But still, fine synergy. I probably like Hornet's Nest too much. And Kerchieftain I probably also like too much. But have you read the cards? Come on. Triple Kerchieftain, a Johnny Steadfast deck. Card's fine. Siege Worm. Yeah, I think it's Siege Worm. I mean, Titanic Earth is kind of a removal spell, because it just comes out of nowhere, and they're just like, oh, well, we can't deal with this creature. It also can, like, save something in combat if they have a trick, and it's always going to trump their trick. But Siege Worm's just a big ol' creature. And I like to get rid of, like, the Miner's Bane for it. I think this is a better, like, late game card. So yeah, we'll put that in. We'll cut the Miner's Bane. Geez, Triplicate Spirit's still in the pack? Well, I'm taking the Sliver. I mean, it's fine. It's not great, it's fine. And you have what, yeah, Triplicate Spirits is just insane though in the pack. This late, I think. What are we, 4 picks in? Yeah, 4 picks in, I think it's fine. Definitely would be the pick if I was in white. Constricting Sliver's really good. But we're not in those colors. So it's basically just, Pillar of Light too? Wow. But I knew what deck I wanted. As soon as I got the second Kerchieftain, I knew what I wanted to be doing with my life. So do I want a Mongrel for another 4-drop, or do I want just like a Wall of Mulch early? I probably want the Wall of Mulch. I really don't have much going on in the early game. I have like Elvish Mystic, Torch Fiend. Those are like my 2 early game spells. Wall of Mulch at least gives me some way of holding off if I see a really aggressive deck in order to get to my 3s and my 4s, at which point I can kind of do crazy good stuff. Bloodseeker. Something dies. It does stuff. So if I like play this and then like Lightning Strike something, it becomes a 4/1 first strike haste. I mean, it's also a 2/1 for 2, so that's why I'm going to take it. But yeah, okay. I don't think I want to splash any of my blue. But I will take that Titanic Growth. It's just such a good card. Um, this is one off because of the land. So I'm definitely going to take that. Yeah. I mean, Titanic Growth is just going to be very good. Second Rummaging Goblin is also going to be very good. Very well happy to have. Oh, what? Really? Come on. I mean, I guess I'll take a second Siege Worm because I don't think I want a third Rummaging Goblin. I mean, only one of these is an actual card. Another, jeez. All right. I mean, do I want another Titanic Growth or another 2-drop? Probably the Growth. I have what? One, two. I have like two 2-drops. I could take a Torch Fiend. Second Torch Fiend or second Titanic Growth? I'll take the Growth. I guess I'll take a Vine Whiff for the board in case I'm in like a super grindy matchup. I have like one thing with Defender. Probably could have taken it as a board against like if someone has something crazy good. Thanks, bud. All right. So this is our deck right now. Got to make some cuts. First cut is the Evolving Wilds because we're not playing it as we try to cut down to 23. Group creatures separately. Yeah, just double checking the sideboard. I don't see anything in there I want. So I think this is basically everything. With double Siege Worm, do we want Willforge Column as like another big thing? Nah, I think I'd rather just have the two. We have a lot of ways of getting value off of lands later in the game with the Rummaging Goblins and the Cur Chieftains. So even if we do have a bunch of extra mana laying around, we're fine. What else do we want to get rid of? I think we want the Verdant Haven and Splash of Johnny, and also to help us ramp out like Siege Worms and get Cur Chiefs doing crazy stuff, Coat and Flame, Blast Firebolt. Like all of our 5s and 6s and 7s are just insanely powerful and can do some really good stuff. I think we don't want the Sliver. I think we'd rather just have the Enforcer, which has Intimidate, rather than something that has to be blocked by 2 or more creatures. Even though I can get funny with like Titanic Growth, who just goes, okay, block with 2 3s, and I'm like, haha, 2 for 2'd, I guess. And then I tap it for Crowd's Favor because I give it Vigilance somehow. I don't know if I want Inferno Fist in the deck. Because it's probably just going to be like a 3-mana deal 2 damage spell. It's not like I'm going to go like turn 1 dude, turn 2 fist, turn 3 dude, turn 4 dude. Well, I probably will do that, but like I don't have like, I'm not the mono red deck with like 3 of the goblins and stuff like that. And plus I have other ways of removing creatures with like Lightning Strikes, Titanic Growths, Crowd's Favors. If it's a artifact, I can always Torch Fiend it. You know, stuff like that. Let's do 2 more cuts. 17 creatures I think is what I'm happy with. I think these are very powerful creatures. Like Hornet's Nest is definitely staying in. Double Rummaging Goblin's a little iffy because I don't think I want to be double rummaging. Like if I'm doing that, I'm probably a little bit behind, but at the same time, I'm catching up. So I don't know. It's not like I have like a ton of removal, so I want to just go like 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, and then just remove everything that he does. I have an Evolving Wilds, and my mana is not that bad. I could probably get rid of cutting the Verdant Haven. And that leaves me with 1 more cut to make. It's just the Century Gargoyle. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think this is fine. I mean, Wall's gonna hold stuff off early, and this is a creature they control, right? Yeah, opponent controls. So even if I just like pre-combat lightning strike their one guy, I can get in for some extra damage with the Bloodseeker and stuff. So I think this is fine. I love how I said, I think I like having 17 creatures, and then immediately cut a creature. What did I even cut? Oh, the artifact guy. Yeah. I mean, he's a defender, and I don't really like defenders, especially when they cost 3 mana to fly. Like, I don't know. If I run into a deck where they have a bunch of flyers, and I'm going to need that card. But, or I can just lightning strike my own Hornet's Nest, I guess, if I need to, because that's intelligent. I mean, I could Kona Flame it for 3, and then do 2 to something and 1 to something. Get like a 5 for 2. Whatever. Nope. Let's combine the groups. Sort it by color. Yeah, you're all late game stuff though, so you're fine. You guys go over there. Johnny comes over here. So Johnny goes over here. Fine. You go with the Evolving Wilds. So we're probably like 8-7-1. That seems right. Because we have, 9 mountains, 8 forests, 2 plains. And a Johnny isn't the type of guy who's like, if he gets on really early, he can do some really crazy stuff. But even late game on a board stall, you just play him, and then just put a bunch of counters on stuff and start making your guys really hard to deal with. And I don't think I'm really going to be ultimating him. I'm probably just going to use it for the Vigilance, Lifelink, Trample, or First Strike. Vigilance, Lifelink, First Strike, yeah. The +1 ability. But who knows? Probably, if I get up to like 8 or 9 and there's some crazy situation, I could see myself ultimating him, but eh. But yeah. Alright, let's run this, and I will see you guys in round 1.